this exercise, I will configure a virtual network gateway to connect the Contoso core service VNet and manufacturing VNet. So instead of using the VNet pairing, we can use a virtual network gateway to connect to virtual network together so that the resources on those virtual network can be able to communicate. And that is exactly what I want to do. So there are 11 tasks that I will perform. Now the first task is that I'm going to create core service VNet and manufacturing VNet. So I'm going to use an existing script to do this. After that, I'll create a core service VM and also a manufacturing VM. Then I'm going to connect the two VMs using the RDP. And at that point, the two VMs will not see each other because they are on different virtual network. Then I'll now go ahead and create a gateway for core service VNet and also a gateway for manufacturing VNet. And I'll now connect the two gateways together. As a result of that, the two VNets will be able to see each other. Then I will verify the connection again. Then I will test to see that the two virtual machines can now communicate. So once again, this is my portal. So the first thing that I will do is to create a core service VNet and manufacturing VNet. In order to do that, I'll click on the Cloud Shell. So now that the Cloud Shell is open, I'm going to switch back to the go to classic version. Then I'm going to click on this to upload the files. So the first file that I want to upload is the Azure deploy. Make sure that you are inside the size M2 folder. So I'm going to double click on the Azure deploy. Now it's uploaded. I'll go back to the same location and I'm going to upload the Azure deploy parameters. Now these two JSON files will deploy the VNet. So there is going to deploy 3 VNets, and we're going to see those 3 VNet later. One of them is the core service VNet. Another one is manufacturing VNet, and I think the third one is research VNet. So what I'm going to do at this point now is that I'm going to write some scripts, and the script now allow me to deploy the existing JSON file that I've uploaded into the Cloud Shell. But I'm not going to manually type those scripts. I've already typed them somewhere, so I've copied and I'm going to paste those scripts right here. The first thing in the script is that I want to create a variable called RGName, and I pass the value to that variable. And what is the value? Contoso resource group. Then in the next one is going to create a resource group, that's new AZ resource group. The name is going to be the parameter of the RGName variable, which is the Contoso resource group, and it's going to create it in the East US. Next is this script that's going to create a resource group deployment. It's going to deploy Azure deploy.json and Azure deploy.parameter.json. So I'm going to press enter. As you can see, the virtual network has been deployed: research VNet, core service VNet, and manufacturing VNet. Let's go and confirm. I'll click virtual network, and in the virtual network, you can see the three virtual network: core service VNet, manufacturing VNet, and research VNet. So let me go and launch the whiteboard. So I'm going to create three virtual network now. That is, I want to draw the diagram for three different virtual network. This is the first one. So the first one is going to be core. Yes. So the first one will be core service VNet, and I'm going to click on the core service VNet. So let me label it first, core service VNet. The second one is the manufacturing VNet. And the third one is research VNet. Now, if I go to the settings and I go to the subnet of this particular core service VNet, it shows that I have four subnets: gateway subnet, share service subnet, database subnet, and public web service subnet. So I'm going to write them there, gateway subnet. So I need to divide this into four. Gateway subnet, followed by shared services VNet, followed by database subnet. No, I think this one is subnet. then database subnet, and the last one is public web services subnet. Then I'll go to the second one, that's manufacturing Vnet. Then I'll click on the subnet. I also have 4 subnets here. The first one is manufacturing system subnet, sensor subnet 1, sensor subnet 2, sensor subnet 3. But I'm not going to divide this particular one into 4 subnets. I'm going to make it 5. I'm going to see the reason for the 5th one later. So this is the first one. This is the second one. This is the third one. This is the 4th and the 5th one. So this one is manufacturing subnet, manufacturing system subnet. Next one is sensor subnet 1. Sensor subnet 2. The third one is sensor subnet 3. Then I'll go back to special network and I'm going to pick the third one, research Vnet. And I'll come to the subnet. There is only one subnet here, research system subnet. Okay, let's move to the task 2 now. In the task 2, I'm going to create a call service virtual machine. So I'm going to use script as well. So I'm going to click on this so that I can go and pick the script. So I'll click upload, then I'll pick the next script, call service virtual machine deploy. And I'll go back to upload and I'll click call service virtual machine deployment parameters. This particular JSON file is going to deploy the virtual machine into the call services Vnet. So here is the file. I just want to open it so that we can see exactly what is in there. This is it. This is the core service VNet. And this is going to be the size of the virtual machine, standard D2SV3. This is going to be where we'll set the username and password. And that is the parameter that is here. The username is going to be test user. Now there's no value for the password. It simply means that I will have to manually type the password at the point of deploying the JSON file. And this is going to be the name of the virtual machine itself, called service VM. Then this particular virtual machine will be deployed to call service VNet, and it's going to be deployed to the database subnets under the call service VNet. So let's go back to the portal. Now that I've uploaded the two of them, I'm also going to paste the scripts that I've already typed somewhere. So again, the first script is also to create a variable called RG name, and the value is going to be Contoso resource group. Now this is this main script. New AZ resource deployment. So it's going to deploy that resource into the RG name. That is this one, Contoso resource group. And this is the file that is going to deploy. Call service VM Azure deploy and call service VM Azure deploy.parameter.json. So I'll press enter. This will go ahead and deploy it. But now it's asking me to supply password. That's the virtual machine password. So now the virtual machine, that is the call service VM, has been deployed. The next thing is for me to deploy the manufacturing VM. So it is the same thing. I will click upload and I will go and pick manufacturing VM deploy. Then I will click on it again. I will upload. This time around, I will pick the parameter. Once again, let's see where it will deploy that one to. That one will be deployed into the manufacturing VNet, and the subnet is manufacturing system subnet. So once again, I'm going to paste the script. Again, the script is going to create a variable RG name, and that is the Contoso resource group. That's going to be the value of the RG name, and that is the value will now pass there, the RG name, which simply means that this new resource is going to be deployed into Contoso resource group, and the file is manufacturing VM Azure deploy.json and manufacturing VM Azure deploy.parameters.json. I'm going to press enter. Once again, it's asking for password. And I'll press enter. So the resource is also deployed. Let's go and confirm. I'll go to virtual machine, and I should see the two virtual machine name from now. You can see core services VM and manufacturing VM. Let's go back to the diagram. So now we have two virtual machine. The first one is the So this is going to be core service VM. And manufacturing VM. And the core service VM is actually connected to which virtual network? Once again, let's confirm. It's connected to the database subnet under the core service Vnet. So it's connected through this place. And what about the second one? That is the manufacturing VM. Yes, the manufacturing VM is connected to manufacturing system subnet. That's this one. Okay. The next thing that I will now do now is to connect to the VMs using RDP. So I'm going to click on the first VM, that was the core service VM, and I'm going to click connect. I want to connect to the virtual machine remotely. Then I will download the RDP file. Then I will click to connect to it. I'll say yes. Let me go and connect the second one, the manufacturing VM. So this is the core service. It's still loading. This is the manufacturing. It's still loading as well. So I'm going to allow the two of them to load. After which I'm going to run ipconfig command in the PowerShell. I think this one is ready. So I'm going to go to the start. I'm going to type PowerShell. I'm going to run it as administrator. Then I'm going to type ipconfig so that I can see the IP address. The IP address of this particular one, that is this particular virtual machine is 10.20.20.4. That is the core service VM, 10.20.20.4. So this one, 10.20.20.4. That's the IP address. Let's go and confirm the second one. ipconfig. This one 10.30.10.4. 10.30.10.4. Now move to task 5, where I'm going to test the connection between the VMs. So on the manufacturing VM, that's this one, I'm going to type test hyphen net connection. Then the IP address of the second one, which is 10.20.20.4 space hyphen port 3389. I'll press enter. Oh, it won't run. There is a typographical error here. It's supposed to be tests. So this is it. TCP connect is trying to ping, as you can see, timeout. It simply shows that the ping failed to succeed. You can see, same false. I'm very sure you know the reason why this happened. It is because the two virtual machines, as you can see in the diagram again, are on two different virtual networks. In order to allow them to communicate, I can use Vnet pairing. Another way by which you can achieve this is to use gateway, and that is exactly what I'm going to do next. So in the task 6, I'm going to create call service Vnet gateway. To do that, I'll come to the searcher and I will look for virtual network gateway. So I'm going to create two gateways, one for call service Vnet and the second one for the manufacturing Vnet. So I've already clicked the create button, and in the subscription it's saying pay as you go, and in the name will be call service Vnet. Call services Vnet gateway, and it's going to be in East US. The gateway type is going to be VPN, and the SKU I'm going to use let me pick the list, VPN GW1. And as for the generation, it's going to be generation 1. Which virtual network is it going to connect to? I'm going to select call service Vnet. And inside the call service Vnet, you notice that it automatically picked the gateway subnet, because that is what the one that is going to use. I'm going to see the reason why he picked that one by default. I'm going to give you more explanation on this by the time we are creating the second Vnet gateway. As for the public IP address, is going to be to create new. And what's going to be the name of the new one? I'll name it Core Services. Core Services Vnet Gateway -IP. So I've disabled the active, and for the BCP, I have nothing to do with that as well. I'm going to disable that. Then I'll go ahead and click Review plus Create. Then I'll click Create. I'll go back to the virtual network gateway. I want to now create the manufacturing VNet. Now, before I create the second one, there's something I said I will talk more about earlier, and that is the gateway subnet that you saw in the last one. If you look at the diagram once again, this particular core service VNet has a gateway subnet and other subnets. This one doesn't have anything like gateway subnet. Now, this gateway subnet is not just a name, it's a type of subnet that will be required whenever you are making use of a VNet gateway. So this one now doesn't have anything like a gateway subnet. So what I need to do now is to go and create a gateway subnet. Otherwise, I will not be able to create a manufacturing VNet gateway that is going to connect to the manufacturing VNet. So I'll go back to my portal and I'm going to click on the search box and I'm going to look for my virtual network. That is the manufacturing VNet virtual network. Now, inside the manufacturing VNet virtual network, I'm going to click on the subnet, and the subnet that I want to create now, that is the virtual network gateway. So I'll come to the subnet purpose and I will select virtual network gateway. If you look at the name, it's automatically generate the name. So I can't do anything about the name. So I'll just click add, and that is how you can create a virtual network gateway. Now I have successfully created that. Then I can now go back to the virtual network gateway. And I now want to create a new virtual network gateway. That is the one for the manufacturing VNet. Now I'll now click create button so that I can create a new VNet gateway, and that is manufacturing VNet gateway. So I'll click inside the name and I will name it manufacturing VNet. Then yes, manufacturing VNet gateway. In the region, it's going to be North Europe. Then the gateway type is going to be VPN. The SKU is going to be this. No, that's the SKU I used for the last one. For the generation, it's going to be generation 1. And as for which VNet, I want to connect it to the manufacturing VNet. And again, look at it. It picked the gateway subnet automatically as a subnet. And as for the public IP address, I'm going to say create new, and I'm going to give it a name. The name will be manufacturing VNet gateway IP. So just copy this. I'll put it there, IP. Then as for the enable active mode, I'll disable it, and also for the BGP, I'm going to disable it. Then I'll click review plus create, and I'll click create. So at this point now, I'm going to pause this video. As you can see, it's initializing the deployments. I'll pause this video. This will take minimum 30 minutes, something around that 30, 35, 40 minutes. So I will come back once the deployment is successful. Now that I've created the two gateway, that is the manufacturing VNet gateway and the core service VNet gateway. Let's go back to the diagram. So now what do we have? We have two gateway. Core service VNet gateway. Then manufacturing VNet gateway. Then this particular one, that is the core service VNet gateway, was connected to this subnet gateway, and this particular one was connected to another subnet gateway here. Remember, we created another subnet gateway. Now at this point, if you still ping these two, they will still not connect. Do you know why? Because the two gateways are still standing separately. So let's go back to the portal now and connect the two VNet gateway. So I'm going to come back to the search, and I will now go to the virtual network gateway. So I'll come to the VPN gateway here. Under the VPN gateway, I will click on the VPN gateway. Then I'll click the core services VNet gateway. And I'll go to the settings, and I'll click on the connections. Then I'll click add so that I can add the two Vnet gateway together. That is, I can connect the two of them. So I'll come to the connection type. I'll make sure it's Vnet to Vnet. Remember, that's what I want to do, to pair two Vnet or to connect two Vnet. So the name will be Core Service Gateway 2. So I'll use Core Services GW to manufacturing GW. Then in the region, I'll take it to East US. Then I'll come to the settings and I'll come to the drop down. I will select Core Service Vnet Gateway under the first virtual network gateway. The virtual network gateway where I am right now is the Core Service Vnet. And the one I want to link to, which is the second one, is the manufacturing Vnet gateway. And as for the authentication method, there's going to be shared key. So I'm going to provide a key here. I will use ABC123. Although this is not secure, I'm just using it as an example. So the next thing is that I will leave every other information the way they are. I will go to the crates, the review crates, to review what I've just selected. Then I'll click create. Then I'll click OK here. It's simply complaining about the password ABC123 that is not secured. So now it's applying the deployment. So we're going to wait for a few minutes for that to be fully ready. As you can see, it's now submitting the deployment into the Azure. Now the same thing I did here, I'll still go back to the manufacturing Vnet and do the same thing. So I'm going to go back. This one is still in progress. So I'm going to go back to the gateway, and this time around I'm going to click on the manufacturing gateway, and I'll go to the connection and I'll click add. And the name will be manufacturing gateway to core services gateway. Then I'll go to the settings, and the first virtual network gateway here now is going to be core services, and the second one is going to be the first one here is going to be manufacturing gateway, because that's where we are right now, and the second one will be core services Vnet gateway. And as for the key, I'll use ABC123 again, and I'll go ahead and click review create to review the information that I just supplied. Then I'll now click create. So now that the deployment is complete, I will come back here. I will type VPN. Then I'll go to the connection. So I want to go to VPN connections. That is what it simply means. Now, this is the VPN. That's the VPN connection. Here now it's telling me that that has been successfully deployed, and these are the connection. The core services GW to manufacturing GW, and the manufacturing GW to core service GW. It simply means that the two of them are in good condition. They are ready. So I'll go back to the diagram now. So what I've achieved now is that I've linked this one and this one. As a result of this, these two virtual machines now supposed to be able to communicate. I'll go back to one of the virtual machine. Remember at this point, this failed. So I will just run the script again. All the scripts test Vnet connection 10.20.20.4. That's the IP address of the other virtual machine. I'll just press enter. At this point, it must tell me that the the TCP test is succeeded. This is to prove and to show that the VPN gateway connection that I just did now is working perfectly. Thank you for watching. If you like what you saw, consider subscribing to this channel. Please, let me know what you think in the comment section. And do not forget to leave a like and share this video. See you in the next one.